Another normal Monday night training session for Bristol's Downend Amateur Boxing Club at their headquarters at the Harry Crook Centre, which has been their home since 2016. Club founder Craig Turner started his first club aged just 16 at the Prince Albert pub at 2 Mile Hill in 1988. And after a number of ventures, he eventually created the Downend Club, which has had a nomadic existence ever since.
We're at the former Black Horse Boys Club in Mangersfield in Bristol, now home of Mangersfield United Football Club, and this is where it all started. This is where Downend Boxing Club commenced in a very basic fashion, but it's brought us to where we are today.
And what are your memories of those days of here and what it took to put the club together?
They're tough. It was very tough because at that stage, affiliating to what was the ABA at that time and what have you was a tough business. You know, I had to go before several committees and what have you, and we were struggling for premises then. And I remember the former secretary Len Mills came out and inspected this place, and he said, "It's very basic, isn't it?" I said, "At the moment, Len, yeah, absolutely." But that was part of the feeling that we've got now is the struggle, you know, and it was said it's always the struggle, not the triumph, which is the best thing about these things. And yeah, it was a struggle, but you know, we are where we are now.
Just list one or two of the other places you have called home during this nomadic existence, and do you think that nomadic existence has actually made you stronger as a club?
Very much so. Certainly made me stronger as a person, carting the kit around everywhere. But we've had the Huntsman pub just across the road there, the old Mail House in Staple Hill, had the Cross Hands in Fish Ponds, we've had the Warwick Arms in Kingswood, the former Christchurch Junior School in Downend, and pretty much every pub outhouse that there could possibly be, numbering 24, I believe, in the end.
Anybody who rents their property, their home, knows that there's always that thing hanging over you that you might have to move one day, and that must have been a constant with you, maybe still is now a little bit.
It is to a degree. You remember the project we did in Albury Court, where we redeveloped a community centre, and that at that stage was sold from under us. Needs must at the time, it was too dilapidated, and the local authority said, you know, that's enough, we can't do anything with that. And development obviously in Bristol is a huge thing. As soon as there's a building or a plot of land available, it's gone. Very much the case as well now at Harry Crook. The development's going on, and we're looking forward to that, working with the local authority, the council. But having said that, things are tough. Costs are high to everybody, especially heating and service charges. Yeah, it's a constant threat, constantly.
And you can't keep on putting up subs to an unrealistic level either, can you?
No, as the majority of our kids can't pay them. It's that simple. On production of proof of hardship, they don't pay subs at all. And Nige, it's one of those things, we're not fitness first. There will be absolutely no way we'll charge astronomical prices like some of the institutions do, because we are there for and on behalf of the kids. No other reason, for and on behalf of the kids, certainly not financial reasons.
And when people look at boxing clubs, do you think they appreciate what a sort of community service you're providing, and not least from keeping kids out of trouble?
I think there was an awful lot of sympathy going around when we were seeking premises, but it was a case that simply people just couldn't accommodate us. It really was a problem. These days, the appeal of a combat sport, which is as near as a fight situation as you can get, appeals to at-risk children, and that's becoming common knowledge now. To the point it was recently discussed in Parliament, I'm led to believe. It works. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have boxing, we wouldn't need it, but it's a far from perfect world, so it's a good job it's there.
So it's not surprising that Downend approached leaving their home, albeit on a temporary basis, with some trepidation after so many previous moves from pubs to gyms, schools and factories eventually turned sour. and they'd like to maintain the legacy of their building's benefactor.
So here we are with the Harry Crook Centre, and Harry Crook, Alderman Harry Crook, was Lord Mayor of Bristol, and he was the founder of the Clean Easy Brush Company. They are now an American-owned conglomerate. And what we have here is evidence of his philanthropy. There are 2 Harry Crook Centres that still exist in Bristol, and a charitable organisation for disabled people that still exists in Bristol. This is the original plaque that came off of the factory that I believe was in Whitehall, and that was moved to the original Bristol Five Boys Club in Chalks Road in Whitehall, and it's been replaced by this building, which opened in 1974. We found these plaques in the garage, would you believe, so I put them back up. By the sounds of things, Alderman Crook was a good bloke, and we want to honour his memory.
The walls of the gym are adorned with boxing memorabilia recording many champions, including Bristol's Gordon Hazel, who boxed professionally from 1949 to 1955. All the images of past successes continue to be an inspiration for youngsters who are just starting their boxing journey.
So what we've got this evening is a collection of guys, different ages, different abilities, but the best way to box is to learn to box. And you'll see some of them, this is what they call conditioned sparring. So the conditions have been set by the coach, our coach tonight, Matt Powell and Lee Rosenthal. And they put conditions in place so that technically the guys can get better and without fear of being hit or outclassed. You see some of the guys are wearing head guards. They're the guys that are medicaled and past is available to box. And some of them without head guards are the beginning guys. And as you can see, it's almost just a dress rehearsal for a proper contest. It's the one sure way that we can keep training real. You can hit the bag and you can hit the pads all day long, but there's nothing coming back. So this is the best way we can discipline the guys to the actual competitive arena.
I used to go to another club, but the coaching wasn't as good, so I decided to switch over here and found it a lot more beneficial.
We're here on a Monday evening. It's pretty busy here, isn't it? It's good atmosphere.
Yeah, quite hot though.
Quite hot, yeah. So what do you hope to achieve as a boxer, and what do you think Downend can help you to achieve?
I just hope to achieve, rack up more amateur fights, improve on my skills. I'm not looking to go professional or anything, just, yeah.
Well, it started off as a friend recommendation. Afterwards, the quality of the training, just the welcoming atmosphere, and yeah, it's worth the trek. I really think it is.
So it's a club that's got a good reputation, is it?
I think so. It's somewhere, I've tried a few clubs all around Bristol. This was the one where it's just consistently good training. They welcome newcomers as well, and the coaches are mostly all volunteers as well, so that speaks volumes, I think.
A friend recommended me.
And what did your friends say when they first mentioned it?
They said it was a great club and it had variations of lots of people here, and it would teach me how to box really well.
I've been going for about 3 years now.
Okay, and what brought you here in the first place?
I just thought, boxing sounds quite fun, and I thought, let me give it a try. So I'm really beneficial in that, but obviously you come to boxing and it kind of changes your lifestyle.
Well, I should say the Harry Crook Centre is loved by everybody because it's our home. The kids tend to gravitate towards it. And although it's not much to look at because it was built in the 70s, so was I, and I'm crumbling a little bit now, as is the building. But as you can see, the work that the volunteers have done to bring it up to a standard is absolutely phenomenal. And it's held international boxing, Ireland against England. It's held national squads, it's held regional squads, and lots of coach education courses. And I'm sure Dr. Harry Crook would be on board with that.